Hey everybody, welcome to Super Mario Land 2. That's it. That's all I got for you. Introduction. I'm gonna go with B because I'm awkward. So here we are, Super Mario Land 2. Whoa, this game is bright. I'm just gonna. Oh, I can't turn the brightness down on my monitor. Oh, okay, alright. I guess I just won't have retinas by the end of this, that's fine. So, we're gonna do Super Mario Land 2, because I really like this game. Not really much more to say about it than that. I'm playing this off of my... What? What just happened? I'm playing this off of my laptop, which is the first time I've played a game off of the laptop for the channel since we did Majora's Mask 3D. But the key difference with Majora's Mask 3D is I wasn't wearing headphones. I am wearing headphones, and everything sounds way too loud. So I'm hoping that, like, I can fix this on the video end if it is too loud. But holy hell, this is overstimulating to say the least. I'm trying a bunch of new stuff. Like, I want to use my laptop primarily for anything to do with the channel, really. It's just it's a stronger, better machine than the computer. It won't have any of the technical problems that I've dealt with for years and years from the computer. The only thing that kind of scares me about the laptop is, like, setting it up to record is just awkward. I've got this hooked into my monitor, because I just don't want to be the kind of person that's sat staring at a laptop screen from a couch. It feels uncomfy even to think about. I haven't really given it too much of a try. I think we did try it for Majora's Mask at one point, but it never made, like, the recording or anything, so it's like, oh god, no. I think I said in a Mega Man video I was going to try and play a DX version of this game. I didn't even look, truthfully. These ones are like fireballs only. That's interesting. I didn't actually know that there were different types of blocks like that in this game. But yeah, I'm probably gonna... Oh, I needed to go up there. Oh no, I can do it! Oh, so much of this video is gonna be me trying to make this jump now. Just watch. Alright, you know, I actually don't think I can do that. I think that might be just out of reach enough. Yeah, I don't... Alright, fine. I won't get the bonus. It doesn't even matter. I don't know why I spent so much time on that, and I'm sorry that I did. Yeah, I'm hoping that the sound and everything sounds okay, and that this ends up being, like, a worth it kind of trade-off. So the cool thing about Mario Land 2, if you're watching this and you've never seen this game for whatever reason, is you can pretty much go to any world you want in any order. A lot of people, I think, that I've ever seen or know, always kind of start with Tree Zone. This just kind of feels like the beginning of the game, rather than the end. But you can oh, I love this game. Sorry, I just saw the really bored frog just hopping around, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much... And then this guy, what is he doing? so much like self-hype there, just to slowly roll. I love it. I love everything about this game. There's a really weird charm to Mario Land 2 that I just can't pinpoint. I know this generally from what I've seen. I think I want to name some YouTubers. I think I've watched I think Seamus, SSOHPKC, the channel that comes back and then dies every other year. I think he's a big inspiration of mine, by the way. That was said in love and respect, and just dealing with the mourning loss of a channel every year or more. And he hates this game, and I think I've heard Vinny, that's Vinesauce for anyone who's curious, say that he hates this game, and I think I think Game Grumps, JonTron era, did a video on this, and I don't recall them being too keen on this game either. So this one's really not very popular, but I grew up on this game. I used to, you know, if there was a Game Boy around, this was the game I'd play, and I think as a kid I never beat it, and I always kind of hated that about this game, but, you know, I'm an adult now and I can beat it, because I zip up my own pants. I couldn't really think of like a cool thing to say. Yeah, this is a really fun game, and I'm gonna try and like get the most out of this. Really, I think there's a few bonus levels. Also, by the way, cowfish, just cowfish. You know, just cowfish. I don't know. This game just it just does something for me. It hits all the right spots. It's probably one of my more favorite Mario games. I definitely. Alright, get ready. Get ready, because this shit's about to get heavy. I'm about to say something that's probably not a smart thing to say on the internet. If anyone's hearing this and you're offended, I do apologize. This game is far superior to Mario 1 and 2. I don't know about 3. If we're talking like Mario All-Stars 3, then no. If we're talking NES Mario 3, then yes, because all NES games are big doo-doo stinkies. I just don't really like the NES. Actually, no, I was about to say I just don't really like the NES that much. And then I started thinking about Mother. And again, if I always say this, but if you haven't seen my playthrough of Mother on this here channel, please check it out. Oh shit, you have to press the button again. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, this was a success for 1 heart. Yeah, if you've not seen my Mother playthrough, it's a really fun journey, because I go from being like, oh, this game sucks, I really don't like Mother, but I'm gonna give it a try, because I want to give it a try. And by the end of it, I'm like, this game is beautiful, I love it, I would protect it with my life. Please do not insult this game in my presence. When it got good, it got good. Alright, I don't think I can actually do up there. I think you need the carrot. Which is funny, because you know, lose the carrot if you're me. I don't know why I was about to say, like, oh, it's funny because you lose the carrot. It's like, no, I lost the carrot. You didn't lose the carrot. You might lose the carrot. I don't know. I'm looking you up and down. You have the potential to lose the carrot, but you'll probably keep the carrot better than I did. So, there's actually a bonus end in this level, I think. So I'm gonna go back. I don't actually think that, like, Super Mario World, which did come out before this. Yeah, I was trying to think, like, did this come out before or after Super Mario? Okay, well, you have to compare this game to Super Mario World 2 then. And in that, not Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Super Mario World as well, the unreleased Sega Saturn sequel. Super Mario World has to be compared to this because it came out before. And, okay, this is not better than Super Mario World. You can tell that that's the Super Mario World sprite that they've used here. Just Game Boyified. But, like, no, this game is not better than Super Mario World, alright? I know I just said it was better than Mario 1, 2, and kind of almost not really 3. It's not better than 3. I just wanted to say that. It's not better than 3. I just wanted to ride the hype of the game I'm currently playing. But no, it's not better than 3. I'll be completely clear on that one. It is a very good game, though. Very slept on Mario game. Please get off of it. I want to preserve its shelf life. If I tap it rather than hold it, I think you go a little bit further with it. Oh, that didn't. There we go. There we go. That was the move. You have to hold it to shoot upwards, and then you start tapping. Okay, I don't want to lose this, so I'm gonna just stick to the ceiling. I feel like I've been really disjointed in what I was saying. Yeah, I was talking about the NES. Most games on it are dog shit. It's my God's honest truth. They are just horrendously bad games, generally. They are too focused on being as difficult as possible. Possible, which, you know, for the time period makes sense. It was the way to get longevity out of a game. You didn't really focus so much on the big amazing stories, you focused on making it hard so that you could all go to your friends and tell them that you beat the really hard game. Like, and, you know, you'd go to school the next day and you'd all be talking about what level you made it to, and there'd be this one kid that would just fucking lie out of his ass And be like, oh yeah, I got to the Link boss in Metroid. Oh, you didn't know how to do that one? Oh yeah, you have to crawl through Ridley. Yeah, just stupid shit like that. But no, it was like a real, like, it was a talking point. It was, you know, I beat the super hard NES game and then I got to go and tell everybody. Whereas, like, you know, story is, I think, the more important thing now with games. Obviously, challenge is still good. You know, you still get a really good hard game with a good story now. But obviously, back then, they couldn't fit cutscenes, guys. So they just didn't. And I think, I'm saying an awful lot. Sorry. He says it again. Oh, this level sucks. What was I saying? Yeah, so, like, I just don't really like a lot of NES games because they're just needlessly hard, like, nowadays, which is why I was kind of saying in the Mega Man 4 playthrough, I like the rewind function that they've started adding to, like, remakes of old games, because it kind of modernizes them. It's like, well, this is now the official way that you play this game. You rewind if you want to. You can abuse it, and you can ruin the whole game experience by just constantly rewinding and not earning a damn thing, but in the same vein, you can use it to just make the game less dull. Make it so that you don't get fed up with it, so that there isn't a part that you get stuck on and you don't want to replay the whole level to get past that part over and over and over again. You can just rewind and attempt that bit until you get it done. And okay, it's a bit more fraudulent. You didn't really beat the game. You didn't really beat that level. You cheated, technically speaking. But, you know, for a game like Zelda 2, for example, which was the example I used in Mega Man 4, I think that's just, you know, it makes people go from I hate Zelda 2 to actually Zelda 2 is a pretty awesome game. It's just that you need a rewind function. And I think that's really swell. I think it's really nice to see people's opinion of it change because of that, and that's exactly why you shouldn't damn these functions, but rather encourage them to be incorporated in more remakes of games like this. Well, not like this. This is a baby game. This, barring the final level, this is just a baby game. This is so damn easy. I mean, Game Boy games kind of were. I think they really limited themselves with what they did on the Game Boy, to be honest. So I think a lot of Game Boy... I mean, saying that, the Mega Man, like 5 Mega Man games on the Game Boy, I think are actually all pretty rough still. You know, they live up to that Mega Man rep. And I think Metroid 2 is actually a pretty tough game too, but I think a lot of that is actually just because it's so clunky on the Game Boy. Not because it's hard. But, like, this one is just, the polish, the control, you know, because Mario Land 1, everything just feels a bit jank. You can kind of feel that you're playing a Game Boy game. I sometimes forget I'm playing a Game Boy game with this game. That's how nice I think Mario Land 2 is. I think it feels more like a well-made NES game. You know, the sprite work's there, the controls are there. I just feel like that's probably the best way to describe this. Mario 2, a well-made NES game on the Game Boy. That is my stance. And you can't take it away from me. I think what I'm going to try and do for this playthrough is, rather than 30-minute parts, I think we're going to have world parts. So this is going to be the, like, woods part, tree zone, or whatever it's called. And then I think, you know, we'll do like Toy Zone or whatever, and we'll go from there. Boy Zone, Arizona, Amazonian Zone. I think a lot of people would like that zone, you know, to be honest. To be honest. Is there a reason? Oh, I think I know what you gotta do here. You know what? I'm going for it, because I want that bell. Yes. I don't know if that was exactly what they wanted me to do, but it's what I did. Maybe we'll do 2 zones, actually, because it's only been 15 minutes, and I don't want a 20-minute, 15-minute video, so maybe I'll do 2 zones an episode. And this is where the next zone ends up being stupidly long. I also think there's a few minutes I need to cut off the beginning of this, because I was having a few technical problems. I'm using, Retro Arch, as it's apparently called. I prefer the name Retro Arc. That's what I prefer to call it. It's a retro archive. To me, that just makes sense. Retro arch is like... I'm sure there is a reason it's called that, and I'm sure it's actually, you know, just as insightful, but to me, I always thought it was retro arc, because I thought it was just short for archive, you know? It's an archive of your favorite retro games. That, to me, made sense. But nope, not the case. It is, in fact, Arch. I was watching, me and Sario were watching Bandersnatch, I think it was. Yeah, the gaming Black Mirror thing. The interactive one. And, this was, like, years ago now, obviously we're a little more up to date than with our trends now, thank you very much. That's why I'm playing Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy, because we're in touch with our trends. No, in all seriousness, it was good, but the only reason I'm mentioning it is because, they say retro arch. Oh my god, this got so loud. But yeah, they say retro arch in that, and I remember being like, fucking idiots. It's retro arc, idiots. And then obviously I looked it up and it was actually retro arch. I was the fucking idiot. It did feel really cringe for them to reference it, not gonna lie. That did not change. Also, this game's volume just seems to be all over the place, because I'm seeing that I'm gonna have to adjust the audio, basically. I'm too quiet compared to it. Like, I'm still audible and loud, but I'm too quiet compared to the game's audio, which is probably making me shout a little bit anyway, so... Which I don't want to do, because it's 4 AM right now. Again, if you're new here, if you've just not heard me say it in a video before, I work night shifts, so this is a really normal time for me to be up now. That's kind of how I function. It's almost off of, like, the US time zone I function, because if you put it into the US time zone, I go to bed at about 1 to 2 AM. Whereas here in the UK, I'm going to bed at 6 to 7 AM. So I think if I was in America, I'd be living an average to slightly unhealthy sleep schedule lifestyle. It's just that where I am right now, not that I plan on leaving here, especially not with all the stupid fucking laws you keep making up and changing. Where I am right now... Oh my god, I have 18 lives. When the fuck did I get 18 lives? Sorry. But yeah, where I am, words are really hard to formulate. I'm obviously doing a bit of a graveyard shift, as they say, with my sleep. Alright, I think this is one of my favorite zones we're going to now. Not this level. This level can just suck a fat one. I hate this level. There is actually a bonus level, I think, hidden in this level somewhere. There's a regular ending for this level. Right, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a regular ending in this level. And, it's nothing. You beat the level, you get the regular ending, and you have to replay it if you want to get anywhere else, get anything else. However, if you continue to ride the bubble, because there's a whole level below me that's like water-based, and I think there's like some like hammerheads or something in it. But we're not going to see any of that because I'm staying up here. Oh, wait, what is this? Obviously, if I get hit, I lose the bubble. It's basically just another power-up. But by staying high, you get this secret goal up here. There's another one below it. As in, like, below this... Yeah, right down there. You can see it now. And that will just end the level and you'll just kind of go backwards. Basically. Oh, wow, a mushroom. No way. That's right, I don't need anything that this... Oh, it took my power-up away. That's great. This is such a pretty zone. I want to make this the thumbnail if I remember to. It's so charming. It's so charming. And the music... Oh, the music. Are you ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. For the Game Boy sound chip, this is the one. Is this the one? Oh no, this level kind of sucks. The music's not great here. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's very, lullaby-y. So now we got pigs. Pigs that shoot balls on the moon. Just continue to try and take this. Remember, at this point in time, Mario was very much established with his trademark characters. You got the Goombas, you got the Bullet Bills, you got the Boos, you got, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The Koopas? Did I say the Koopas? There is actually a hidden ending to this level as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know where it is. A lot of them are usually just you have to be really high up. A lot of the hidden endings are just you have to, like, stay high in the level. You're pretty much missing most of the level by doing so, but... every now and then, just, you know, take a quick glance at what I'm dealing with and be like, this is a Mario game. This was released after Mario World. As I say, at this point, they've pretty much introduced every enemy in the Mario lore that will continue to be in the Mario lore for years and years. I think it's because someone else outside of Miyamoto worked on the Game Boy games, I believe is the explanation for that. I think I failed. I think it's up there. I think there was like a little like banister bridge thing you can get up onto, and then there's another ending. I don't really care. I'm not going for 100%. I just said I was going to try and get them all if I could. Also, I'm not trying to get those. Believe it or not. I'm just pressing A at a random given time. This is the level, alright? Here comes the bop. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the one. You haven't even heard. If you're sitting there wondering what the hell I'm talking about, here you go. Oh yeah. That's the one. Probably one of my favorite songs from this game. I just like that they managed to do so much with the Game Boy sound chip. One of the most criticized sound chips. I mean, to be fair, there was also, like, you know, chiptune did become a thing. And a lot of that was Game Boy, so I guess it's not entirely. I think I'm just basing that off of people I've heard and seen talk about the Game Boy sound chip. At least it's not the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, depending on where you're from, sound chip, am I right? Ugh. Barring the Sonic games. Ugh. The Sonic games really made the best out of that sound chip. But I tried playing, like, Streets of Rage or something, and I was like, oh my god, this music is horrible. I think it's one of those things where, like, if you're nostalgic for it, you'd probably still really like it. You might even, you know, just hear it and go, actually, I think it's kind of nice. But to me, it just sounds so... I don't even know how to describe it. Sharp? I think sharp is probably the best way to put it. I think they tried doing too much a lot of the time with it, too. Get these, like, really compressed guitars and stuff, and just, ugh. It's weird how in this level you have the ability to float as high and low as you want by just holding the jump button, but in the previous level I could only jump so high by holding the A, and then I'd fall down. But in this level it's like you can just stick to the roof if you want. You can Kirby it if you want. Never was a fan of this boss. Never was. This is actually... Oh, yeah, as I say, this is actually one of the harder bosses in this game, because you've got multiple things to avoid. It's not hard, but it's harder. I know I just got hit by it twice, but I'd forgotten how this boss works. There you go. Are you just staring at the floor? Wow, I still have time. Like, it's only 25 minutes into the recording, and as I say, I think I've got like 2 or 3 to cut. Wow. I mean, to be fair, that was a 2-level world. I had in my head this game was a longer game. Maybe I won't go to the little world yet, because that's one of the bigger worlds. To be fair, I think all the ones that are left are the bigger worlds. I think they're all pretty decent in size, barring the moon. Macro zone. Yeah, boy. Do I cut it? I don't really want to cut it. It's too soon. It's too short. We'll make it 3 zones an episode then. Fuck it. Even though there's 6 zones, that's 2 episodes. Well, then there's the final bit too. But the final bit normally takes me about half an hour on its own. It's okay, I have 22 lives for some reason. I think it's because I keep getting the 3s. This is another great song, by the way. As you can probably tell. You can probably just hear it and go, yeah, this is a good song. I didn't even need you to tell me that this is a good song. I just kind of opened up my ears and I listened to it and I went, yeah, this is a good song. I just like the vibe this game carries, you know? I mean, now we're fighting ants. Ants that can grow spikes. Is that not just the coolest? Is that not exactly what you've always wanted from your video games? The kids in your video games. I came into this recording like a ball of energy with just so much to say, and I've resorted to, this song's really nice, goes quiet for a moment. I think that's just kind of how it goes. I've been trying to find the motivation to continue recording things, not because like of any kind of channel-related or personal-related reason either. I just think I'm lazy, honestly. I knew that this was coming up, and I was like really looking forward to it, but I was also like just not doing it. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's literally just that. I'd keep looking at it and going, yeah, I should probably do that soon. Yeah, I should probably play Mario Land 2. And then, I think what was the final, like, alright, you're gonna fucking do it, is, I've mentioned this before, but again, I don't know what you guys haven't heard, because I don't know if you're new to the channel, if you've just not seen anything of the same kind of category, or whatever it is I'm trying to say here, but I've been doing a case thing where I'm trying to, like, box up all of my old games. It's not like a me-exclusive thing, for the record. I'm very well aware that it's literally a website, thecoverproject.net. Like, it's not a thing that I invented or I came up with by myself. It's a thing that I discovered through shopping through AliExpress and went, wow, I want to do that. I want to box up my old games with some pretty cases that are modernized and just have them look really nice on a shelf. And I got one for the Game Boy, for this game, from a store called Retro 6. They make these custom Game Boy game cut cases, and Game Boy Advance, it can hold either. I ordered a cover, and I put the cover into the Retro 6 case, and I was like, this feels awesome. And I got one for Mario Land 2, Kirby's Dream Land, and Metroid 2, which are all games that I've played on the channel, because the idea I had was that, obviously, with me working through my silly little list thing that no one cares about, I say that, but I have had people ask about it before. Well, that's just not even fair. Oh, there's a fucking fly that won't get off the screen. Yeah, my little list thing that I like to do, I'm kind of working through that and now, like, getting cases. And I mentioned before, I buy reproduction cartridges of games I don't own because the fucking market on these games is insane now to buy an old game. So I'd rather just get a reproduced one because it's the same, it still works, it's just not an authentic one from that time period, but it still works as if it was, and it looks almost the same. They're a little too glossy, truth be told, but, you know, I can buy a £9 reproduction cartridge of Super Castlevania 4 for like £9 plus like £1 in shipping, and then wait 20 days for it to come from China and have it work just perfectly and look really nice. Or I can spend like £65 for that exact same game, but it's real. And the sticker's going to be a bit worn. It's going to be grey, not greyed, browned as a lot of the old cartridges were. But at least it's real, right? I don't care. I'm not planning on selling it. It's mine for my collection, so I don't care if it's real or not. I care if it works or not. And they do. It was really cool putting the Metroid 2 one, because I did have Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, but for some reason now I don't, and I don't know why. So I bought a reproduction, but all the reproductions of that one are colorized, and it felt really cool to put it into my Game Boy Advance SP and see it work, and see Metroid 2 like colorized. Like, that was awesome. I was very happy with that. The only thing I didn't like was that they gave it a custom sticker, so it doesn't have the actual Metroid 2 art, and that kind of bugs me, but, you know, you get over it pretty quick, because at least you have a Metroid 2 cartridge in a Metroid 2 case. It's really nice. But yeah, I still need to get, in case anyone's curious at all, I still need to get that's the boss level, which is why I don't want to go there yet. I still need to get a reproduction of Castlevania 4, as I was literally talking about, that's why I mentioned it. And a reproduction of Mother, because I don't actually have a copy of Mother yet. I know that shouldn't be surprising, it was never released over here. It was never released outside of Japan. But there are people that have made translated ROMs of it. They're even red, like I think the Japanese one was. So I'm gonna get one of those, just to give it that little bit more authenticity feeling. And then I look forward to having that one on my shelf too. And I believe that's the last NES game I plan on buying, because for the Castlevania collection, I'm happy with just having them digital. I don't actually really care for any of the things in the Castlevania Anniversary Collection that much. 1, 2, and 3, 1's a nice game. 2's, again, a nice game, but it's not like a favorite. And 3 sucks, and the Game Boy games suck. And no matter how good Bloodlines is, I don't want to have just one Sega cartridge, because I haven't really found any Sega games I like yet. So I'm probably just going to skip over Sega. Because I haven't seen any Sega Genesis games that I've enjoyed enough yet to be like, I want to buy this physically. Obviously, I like the Sonic games, but I have, like, Mega Collection, and I think they've just brought out Sonic Origins as well. So, like, I've got them multiple times over. I've got Mega Collection and Mega Collection Plus, and Gems Collection. I don't need another bunch of copies of those, which is what I've done with the Mega Man Collection, is rather than having, 7 of the original Mega Man cartridges, a PS1 game, and then I don't even know what you do for 9 and 10 because they were digital games. Rather than doing that, I just bought Mega Man Legacy Collection for the Switch, which is then all 10 in one. And that satisfies me just fine, honestly. That's why I would have done the same thing with Mario. I would have just gotten Mario All-Stars instead of Mario 1, 2, and 3. But my mom gave me our old collection of SNES and NES games, and one of those was... Oh, Cheap! We actually saw a Mario enemy. Sorry. One of those was... Well, sorry, some of those were the original 3 Mario games. It's a bit like I wasn't going to get Metroid 1, because I felt like Metroid Zero Mission is just the better Metroid 1. It really is all it is. It's why that... Wow. That was a very reckless playthrough of that level. But yeah, it's why there isn't a Metroid 1 playthrough on the channel yet, is I'm just gonna do Metroid Zero Mission instead. Like, I don't wanna... I don't really want to engage. It's like how I did the Metroid 2 remake instead of Metroid 2. Now, I know there was a 3DS Metroid 2 remake, and I'll play that one day, but in the meantime, it was like, well, I just want to do my own thing, and I want to get, I want to play AM2R, because I think that those developers deserve any and all support, even if it is coming from, like, a microscopic channel that isn't gonna bring anything new to them. Not that it can. The project got shut down. But, you know, it's still available out there, one way or another. And I think they deserve their support, because, I get it, Nintendo saw it, they decided they wanted to do a remake that they could monetize, which they did, and then they shut it down. They have the rights to do that, it's their property. I think that's something similar to what a lot of people who get shut down do end up saying, is they're like, well, you know, it is theirs, we are running the risk by making these. It's just a shame that Nintendo shuts them down, because, you know, years of work can be trashed by Nintendo in an instant. But, you know, if they listen and they then give you a remake themselves, then fair enough. Although I'm pretty sure I remember a joke headline once about how a Princess Peach porn game got shut down by Nintendo. So, for all you out there, I'm just gonna voice it and say, I think we're all still waiting on our Princess Peach porn game, Nintendo. Maybe that'll be on the Switch too. That was a weird one. When I remember reading about that and being like, why did they shut that down? There's gotta be so many out there. Why specifically that one? Maybe they just didn't like it. Someone saw it, they checked it out, and they're like, this one sucks. I'm gonna get it shut down. I can't remember what I was babbling on about now. Yeah, so yeah, in terms of like my collection and stuff, like I've kind of covered the ground of everything. As I say, it's just those two games that I wanna get, and obviously the reason I want to get a Castlevania 4 copy, despite not wanting anything else from the Legacy Collection, is because I just really like Castlevania 4. It's one of my favorite games. I actually didn't enjoy the replay through of it, but not because the game had gotten worse. I felt like it was either the PlayStation controller just wasn't the right controller for that game, which it probably wasn't. You know, I grew up playing it on the Super Nintendo, and I've emulated it a few times, but I feel like things like the Xbox controller, they kind of well emulate a Nintendo controller's style, whereas PlayStation controllers really feel like their own thing. I feel like you really have to relearn something when you play it on a PlayStation controller, whereas I feel like the Switch Pro controller versus the Xbox One controller, they're just not that different. You compare that to like the DualSense, no, it's DualShock, sorry, DualSense is the new one. You compare like the DualShock 4, and it's like, that is a totally different controller, in every meaning. Whereas all the others just feel really similar, so I think they all just kind of work the same. I don't know how else to explain it than that, but I think that's it, basically. So, like, you know, I'm happy with, like, the other Castlevania games in the collection. It's just I'm happy with them as a digital copy. I don't really need a physical. I know Limited Run released a physical version of the Anniversary Collection, but it's like 50 fucking pounds, and I'm not spending that much on a collection that already got, like, 15 out of me. I don't think that collection of Castlevania games is worth £70 when I'm being completely honest. Just to own a physical copy. Obviously, it's not their fault that I already bought the digital one, but it's their fault for having a company called Limited Run that make physical copies that are extremely limited and obviously then just get scalped. Although, to be fair, I think they sell them at scalper prices to begin with, from what I've seen. So, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But yeah, obviously if I could get a physical copy of the Anniversary Collection, I'd love to. I just don't think that I can, and I'm not going to pursue it that heavily because it's fucking expensive. If I had like loads of money, maybe, but I don't, so I won't. But yeah, once I have Castlevania 2 and Mother, I think I'm all caught up. Oh no, I think there's one more thing. I think there's one more thing I need to do before my collection is up to date with, like, what I'm playing. Which will be nice, because then it won't cost me as much. Oh, this boss. This is one of those, like, not bad, just kind of annoying bosses, which is literally what I was describing the other boss as previously, but, you know. I think it's one of those, like, it's that bit where it goes up on the wall and the ceiling that's, like, it's kind of hard to avoid, because it moves a bit jank. But, yeah, I think I need to get, like, a cover. I have, like, an empty case, like a blank case for Zelda 2, and I just need to get a cover print off, but they're not very expensive. And I know there's a lot of people that are probably like, I've already heard it in person, they're like, why don't you just print it off yourself? Because I don't have a laser printer, because I don't have like 1,000 to drop on a laser printer to make cases, whereas I can just pay someone like £3 to print one off, high quality, and ship it to me. I'd rather do that. At least then I'm giving them some business too. Alright, well, that's going to be it for now. When we come back next time, we're going to be getting real spooky in the pumpkin zone. So try not to shit your pants in fear. Bye.